That's it. Virtually the whole song, except for the little lead. I'm not going to talk about the lead in this. Well, actually, no. I'm going to talk about it a little bit, but we're not going to work on it exactly. Just talk about like where it came from and how George put that together. This is about a minute. What is it? A minute 13 seconds long, something like that. Polythene Pam from the long one, the medley on Abbey Road. And it is a short little ditty, a little unfinished thing, like many of these were, like Mean Mr. Mustard, She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, Her Majesty. There are only one or two of these that were really completed songs. You Never Give Me Your Money, which is its own little mini medley of like 3 different songs. Anyway, okay, slow down. Let's talk about the song. Most of these tunes were things that they would started experimenting with in India in 1968, or kind of came out of their trip there. They got very, really creative after spending, well, it was summer there. It was like February of 1968, and they came back after sort of being disillusioned with the Maharishi, and he, like Lennon wrote Sexy Sadie about that, you know, he pulled the wool over all our eyes. So, but they also wrote a lot of these kind of like just goofy songs, Me and Mr. Mustard, this one, and then strung them together. It was sort of it was kind of unplanned, but it worked out great. Many of us think this is one of the greatest things they ever did, was this, 16-minute medley that went from You Never Give Me Your Money into Sun King to Mean Mr. Mustard. And originally, Her Majesty was squeezed in there between that and Polythene Pam, but they also kind of fit pretty well because they all started with a D chord at the end. And so I've already done lessons on Mean Mr. Mustard and Her Majesty, so if you want, you could put your own little mini medley together with these. There's not a whole lot going on in here. We do hear 2 guitars. We hear the one guitar opens up with just these 3 chords, D, A, and E. And then we hear the electric guitar come in with the answer. So what I just did there was kind of a little bit of both, hitting the D on beat 1 of the first measure, the A on beat 3, and then the E. I came up here to the 7th fret to play the E and really only played the lower strings and saved the higher strings for the little answer 1 and 2 and 3. So slowly, that's kind of almost the vamp to the song. So with just that, you can make it sound like pretty much the whole song. I'll break down a little bit more what I just did and some of the rest of the chords. And this lesson's already longer than the song, and it's going to be probably 10 times longer than the song by the time I get finished. It's still going to be fairly short though, because there's not a whole lot else going on. So we'll talk about the chords and everything else you need to know to be able to play Polythene Pam over the next few segments.